Welcome back to PXP channel. In the last tutorial, we built the entity class as well as we also completed a repository. And in this tutorial, we will build the service class. Let's get started. We'll go ahead and create another class in the service package. Let's name it as employee service. We will have all the business logic in this class, and we will have to annotated it with @ service, and this is a stereotype annotation, a Spring Boot stereotype annotation. So that this is the way of telling Spring Boot that it is a service class. So Spring Boot will manage to create the bean of the class. So we are auto varying the repository in this class. So basically, auto varying meaning we are asking Spring Boot to subscribe, or we are asking Spring Boot to inject the employee repository to this class. So Spring Boot will manage the bean of this class and it will make available that bean for further usage. And we are defining a method. This method will return list of employees, and the name of the method is get all employee. Within try catch block, we will go ahead and um, write code to get all the employees from the database. We're trying to import employees and list, but for some reason STS is not suggesting the default import. We will try it later. Okay, we will return for the timing, as this method is giving error. So let's say that return null, but we will change this statement a little later. So let's define a list of employee entity and name it as employees, and we will get all the list of employees from the database. So we are saying that employee repository dot find all. Find all is a default method that JPA repository provides. So this will fetch all the employees that are available in the database and make it available in the list. So let's do the all the imports. Now import is working. So suggestions are coming here. We have imported all the relevant classes. Okay, so here we could have returned the list of employee entities, but then it is a good practice to convert the list of um, entity, meaning in this class employee entity, into a custom wrapper class. So we have defined, you remember, we have already defined another class called employee. So this time we are converting the list of employee entities into a list of employees by using Java Lambda expression. So we have employees uh, list, and then we are saying that employees dot stream dot for each, and we are collecting the values in a variable called e. And then here we are using bean utility to copy all the properties of employee entity into employee, as name of all the properties in both the classes are same. So beans utility will copy all the properties easily, and then we will prepare another list of employees in this lambda expression, and then finally we will return that custom employees, um, and that will be it. Okay, let's go ahead and add the catch block. In case anything goes wrong, then that error will be caught in this block. For this demo, we will only throw the error. We will not do any other activities with the error. So just let's throw it. This method is ready. Let's go ahead and create another method. Okay, so this method will return a string, and we are trying to add an employee to the database. So this method will um, receive employee entity as parameter, and then within try catch block, we will go ahead and using employee repository, we will go ahead and add the employee. Before that, we will check if that employee is already existing in the database. If not, then we will add it. If it is if it exists, then we will throw uh, an error message saying that employee already exists. Remember, we declared a method named exist by first name and last name. This is the usage of that method, and this is used to check the availability of the employee. Employee repository dot save employee, and we forgot to add a not operator. Yeah, now it is good. So in case the employee already exists, then we will return return this message that this employee already exists in the database. Now let's add the catch block to catch any error that might occur during the database operation. Here also we will only throw the error. This method is ready. Add employee method is ready, and let's do all the imports. Yeah, I forgot to mention the return statement here. So we will say that successfully saved or saved successfully. Okay, let's make it as employee saved successfully. It or employee added successfully. That looks a little bit better. Let's create another method, and this method will return string type, and this method is for removing an employee from the database. This will receive employee entity parameter. Let's add the try catch block here as well, and we will try to remove employees. Let's copy the entire code from the above method. Before removing, we'll have to check if employee already exists. If exists, then only we will remove the employee. Otherwise, we will throw error saying that employee doesn't exist. That is why I have added the if statement, and this time I'm not adding the not operator because I want to see if employee already exists. In case employee already exists, then only I'll go ahead and delete it. And if it is deleted successfully, then I will return a string saying employee deleted successfully. Otherwise, I will say that employee doesn't exist. Yeah, this is the return statement I'm adding Here, in case the employee doesn't exist, then I will say employee does not exist in the database. Or let's say that employee doesn't exist. And let's copy the catch block from the above method. That's it. Now that we have already added three methods, that is getting all employees, add an employee, and then remove an employee. The last method that is left to be coded is updating an employee. Yeah, this is a public access modifier, and then it will return a string data type. Let's uh, name the method as update employee, and this method will also accept employee entity as parameter. We will add our code within try and catch block. Let's copy from the above method and then modify it instead of typing it from scratch. Before updation, we will have to check if the employee exists. If employee exists, then only we will update it. So this time we will use exist by ID, and we will pass employee ID to this method. If exists, then we will go ahead and um, update the employee. Okay, let's modify the return statement saying that employee updated successfully. And I think return statement of else part is pretty much okay, and everything else is good. Catch block is also coded perfectly. Let's save it. That's it for now. In the next tutorial, we will build the controller. Thank you for watching. If there are any queries related to this topic, then please feel free to comment below.